Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. Bishop. It's an honour to serve under your chairship, and I do hope that the member for Clacton enjoyed the email I sent him this afternoon. Karl von Clausewitz described war as a continuation of politics by other means. In the Kremlin, the reverse is true, where every lever of statehood is a machine of war. Vladimir Putin has been prosecuting that war against the United Kingdom and our allies for 26 years, whether or not we understand that. NATO and the European Union are two major barriers to Putin's ambition for expansion, and the UK is a crucial partner to both. In November 2025, Nathan Gill, Reform UK's erstwhile leader in Wales, was convicted of taking Russian bribes in return for favourable statements in the European Parliament. The member for Clacton and leader of Reform UK described his once close associate as a bad apple, but I suspect that the real rot is at the heart of the orchard. The member for Clacton also made pro-Kremlin statements as a member of the European Parliament, most notably in 2014, the year that Russia first invaded Ukraine, when he spoke of Europe poking the Russian bear with a stick. The previous year, he had met with Russian Ambassador Alexander Yakovenko at the Russian embassy in London. He later denied that that meeting took place, but a photograph of the pair betrays the falsehood. Arron Banks met with Yakovenko on at least 4 occasions between 2015 and 2016, a period within which he donated at least £8 million to a campaign to leave the European Union. He has subsequently given conflicting accounts as to the origin of that donation. Banks is known to have explored the possibility of raising foreign donations through an email copied to Steve Bannon in 2015. And in 2025, Reform UK received a donation of £9 million from co-owner of cryptocurrency Tether, Christopher Harborne. Tether is understood by the National Crime Agency to be used by the Kremlin to launder its money, evading international sanctions and keeping its war machine running.
On that point,
I'd be delighted.
I thank my honourable and gallant friend for giving way, and is right to highlight the threat from hostile states such as Russia, and most importantly from individuals with Russian links. And that is exactly why I introduced a private members' bill last year to cap political donations and close the loopholes that allow foreign-linked dark and dirty money to flow into our politics. Does he agree that wealthy individuals with opaque international links can exert damaging influence to our democracy, particularly when our political finances rules still allow very large donations, including crypto donations, with limited scrutiny?
I thank you for that contribution, and I absolutely do agree with her. I look forward to the Rycroft review, hopefully making some recommendations along those very lines. The case of Bradshaw and others versus the United Kingdom at the European Court of Human Rights judged in 2025 that the UK's decision to leave the European Union was subject to Russian interference. But neither MI5 nor MI6 have ever properly explained their dereliction of duty to inform Parliament of this activity. Last year, I asked the Security Minister to release the full, unredacted Russia report, which Prime Minister Boris Johnson suppressed in 2019, against the advice of those security services. The Minister declined, but did not elaborate on his reasoning. I recalled this interaction last week after Peter Mandelson and Jeffrey Epstein were linked to Putin's friend, oligarch Oleg Deripaska. Mandelson was also a non-executive director at Russian company Sistema. Last week, the leader of the Liberal Democrats called for a full inquiry into Mandelson's links to Russia. It is the same inquiry as being asked by these petitioners. Ours is an era in which war rages in Europe. The great partnerships of NATO and the European Union have been ruptured, and in which Russian hybrid warfare has targeted every aspect of UK statehood, from the Ministry of Defence to the NHS and to the BBC. Disinformation is and has for years been interwoven with news to undermine public trust in UK politics. Disinformation which now feeds artificial intelligence algorithms, distorting the truth as will be informed tomorrow. I have scratched the surface, but there is simply too little time in any number of backbench debates to lay out the case for this inquiry. This issue transcends political allegiance. The breadth and depth of Russian influence is so vast and so dangerous to our democracy that no single political party has either the credibility or the capacity to fully investigate. Only a judge-led statutory public inquiry will suffice. The government has the responsibility to deliver. The future of our democracy requires that they do so.